Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. My name is Devesh Mirchandani, and I am a student of dance from Mumbai, dancing from last 26 years and teaching dance from last 26 years in Mumbai, all over India, and globally also. So here I am. This is my second time in TEDx, and I'm very excited. So happy and honored to be a part of this wonderful platform. Choosing to be a dancer or a choreographer was the best decision of my life, but announcing it to my parents was as good as revealing that I'm a suicide bomber. And this was almost 22 years back when I was very sure that I want to be a choreographer. So I told my mom and dad one day that I think I'm going to be a choreographer. They didn't know what's a choreographer that time. Matlab, what's that? Is that a profession? So there were a lot of doubts, a lot of questions coming from my family also. Ki beta, what will you do in life? How will you earn? What will you eat? So I said, ठीक है, I won't eat much. I'll be on diet, but I will definitely want to do what I love the most. I'm passionate about that. So, you know how Indian families are when you go to Sangeets and marriages and they want to ask you, what do you do? Kya karte ho? I stopped going there because I couldn't explain to them what dance exactly is. When I was 10 years old, I discovered that I am a choreographer, a dancer, because whenever I listened to music, I could visualize things, I could visualize movements in space. And that's when I was sure this is what I want to do. Well, when I was 16, I joined aerobic class because that time aerobic was very popular. I don't know if you've heard of it. Nowadays, you call it Zumba or dance workout. But aerobic was very popular. So I joined the aerobic class because it was fitness and dancing. And it was in a very popular gym that time in a very expensive area. I used to go there. They saw me, the instructor saw my talent. They offered me a job there to be a aerobic instructor. And that's how the journey started. My first official check from a professional organization was the answer to all the questions thrown at me about dance being a career. That's how the journey started. Personal training of elite students, then recommendation to other people, slowly teaching celebrities and getting noticed, getting known. And that's how it started. Mostly I would get paid, but sometimes the services wouldn't be given any gratis. There were many failures and very little success when I started. My mother, who was my strong support, was also very doubtful. She was not sure if I would be able to make it in this industry, and she would insist कि एक fixed job कर लो, you know, go for an interview and get a proper job. Today, I have more than 4.5 million subscribers, followers on all over social media platform. Being a classical dancer, that's very rare. And thanks to all of you, to all the people who love dance and support it. I have taken workshops all over India in almost more than 14 countries, represented India in international dance festivals as a judge. I have been a guest instructor, or, they would call me for consultation in many international dance schools. So I have traveled everywhere. Yes, also I come and sometimes give motivational speeches like today. Journey in Kathak. Kathak came to me very late in my life. I started learning Kathak at the age of 22 when people already become professionals that time. They start their journey when they are 4 or 5. They start learning. They're student of Kathak. And when they're 22, they're actually dance teachers or performers. That is when I started learning Kathak. And the sound of ghungru, the nazakat of Kathak, the kalai, the wrist movement, the expressions, the bhav, the art of storytelling, this is what fascinated me and inspired me to go and learn classical form because I was a contemporary jazz dancer then, working in reality shows as a co-choreographer. But then I said, no, I want to go and learn something which belongs to India. The Nazaka, the expressions, the art of storytelling, the body language, the discipline of eyes, the circular movement of wrist was so alluring that I had to learn this art form at any cost. When I joined Kathak class, I realized that it could have been easier to be an astronaut or a doctor or a surgeon or something. Because as a Kathak dancer, they were expecting us to first of all listen to the lehra. Okay, they understand the tal cycle. It has to be on beat. You have to look good. Your angles have to be right. Your, everything, your hair, makeup, everything has to be perfect. At the same time, you have to make sure the audience is enjoying. There's too much burden. It's easier to just sit down, get your education, and become a doctor, whatever. But yes, that is the challenge for a dancer, especially a classical dancer. It's a classical dance form. You have to go by the books. Unlike contemporary dance form where you're free to do what you want to do, but for classical, you have to be very focused and you have to follow the rules. So then I thought, no, this is not for me. I went to the Kathak class for 3 months. I realized this is not for me. I gave up. My very close celebrity friend, she wanted to learn Kathak actually. So she said, "Will you come with me?" I said, "Chalo, I'll come with you. साथ में सीखते हैं." And after 3 months, I discontinued. She continued. Then she discontinued. I went back. I said, "No, I have to do this. I can't leave it halfway." And today it's been 16 years. I'm still doing Kathak. I'm still learning Kathak, and she's not. Social stigma, yes, a lot of people, because I was a contemporary dancer, I was into Western. So that time when I was 22 years old, my friends would say, "What, you're learning classical Kathak? This is for gay people. Are you like, what's wrong with your sexuality? Are you okay?" So a lot of these questions started arising, but nobody had the gall or the gumption to come and say this right in my face. So I never had any kind of social stigma right in front of me. But yes, people would talk behind the back. And a lot of classical dancers, even today on social media, if you read the comments, there are so many trollers and they go through this a lot. Uh, so I said, okay, fine. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If I am dancing on Choli ke piche naja nachle. So there's nothing to be afraid of. I don't have any sad story to reveal. I was not harassed by anybody. I got a lot of attention from everyone and still do get for my dance. Women have played an important role in my success and what is success for me. I was in fact watching Shahid Kapoor's podcast where he said there are some people actually who directly their journey starts with BMW. And there are people who start with the bicycle. So it's not about the success and failure. It is about where you started and where you ended. So that is what really struck me. And I thought, yes, that is what success is. Today, I am able to teach dance to millions of people, touch their hearts through my art, and feeling very blessed to be a dancer. Thank God I did not become a surgeon. I would have killed so many people. I would have been terrible at it. If you do what you're best in, what makes you happy, you're owed to be successful because you will give your 10%. I cannot work in an office. I cannot work with deadlines. That's not for me. Remember, dance has no gender. It has no social stigma. It's a form of expression. So it's okay if you want to like dance like a girl, if you want to dance like a boy, you want to dance like a transgender queen. It's totally up to you. It's a form of expression. Like when, for example, in classical, if I have to do a Krishna part, so I have to be very manly. At the same time, if I have to depict Radha, okay, or a gopi, I have to be feminine because I'm telling a story. That doesn't mean I am Radha inside or I am a gopi or I am gay. It's not like that. So you have to understand the stance. If I am going to be Krishna, so my posture is going to be very masculine, tall, okay, here. But if I'm Radha, so I have to get that in my body. I have to be. So you have to understand that it's not that if you are doing a feminine part in the art of storytelling, that doesn't change your gender. So let's go to a brief history of Kathak. Originated in Banaras or Varanasi, it spreads its wings to other parts such as Jaipur, Lucknow. So three main gharanas of Kathak: Jaipur, Lucknow and Banaras. The dance form has been heavily inspired by the heroic traditions of various regions. The dance form was an integration of basic gesture of storytellers with traditional folk dance. Among all the traditional classical dance forms, in India, Kathak has a prominent place. Kathak is the only dance form where the artist is allowed to interact with the audience. If you see Bharatnatyam, they do their items and they go. But Kathak, out of all the eight classical forms, we are allowed to come to the mic, do the padhant, come back, and have an interaction with the audience. So, the two gharanas. Now, what happened is initially it was a temple dance depicting stories of Ramayana, Mahabharat, Radha Krishna. Then, of course, with the invasion of Mughals, the temples were destroyed, and these dancers were made to perform for the Mughal kings. So that's how the Lucknow Gharana started with a lot of bhav and nazakat because that is what the kings loved. And some Kathak dancers were under the patronage of the Hindu rulers. So that's how the Jaipur Gharana started. Today, Kathak is the most trending and popular dance form, especially on social media. If you see, a lot of people are doing Kathak, but we have to be very careful because there's a lot of fusion work happening. So for fusion, if you're doing an amalgamation of two forms, let's say contemporary and Kathak, you have to excel in both. You can't just like create a mess out of it. So we as youngsters, we have to make sure that we preserve this age-old dance form, and it is our responsibility. Prominent Kathak dancers, I would like to name them: Maharaj Bindadin, Maharaj Kalka Prasad, Achan Maharaj, Pandit Birju Maharaj ji. We have Shambhu Maharaj, Pandit Jailal, Pandit Narayan Prasad, Uday Shankar ji. We recently lost Pandit Birju Maharaj ji. I was very lucky to attend a few of his workshops for almost 5 to 6 years. Sit down with him, talk to him, listen to his stories that he had to share about his uncles, his journey in dance. And I don't know if you've heard about Pandit Birju Maharaj ji. He was the one who choreographed Devdas, then the song like Mohe Rang Do Lal. So yeah, it was such a pleasure to live in his era. Maharaj is the one who created this numbers ka tihai, because he took Kathak globally. So when you go abroad and you have to teach dance to foreigners, everybody knows numbers, right? So he was very creative. He would make a tihai of chidiya ka, kuch tihai ya animals ka. So a lot of creativity that was introduced in Kathak by Guruji Pandit Birju Maharaj ji. The numbers, basically how he would divide line into numbers. Like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. तो वो ऐसे डिविजन करना, या 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. तो 3 और 7 का कैसे combination, the combination. So this is what we teach the children. So it's the whole journey that starts from the sum, finishes on sum. What is sum? Sum is the first beat of any tal. Okay, this was teen tal. So whichever tal it is, whether it is dadra or any tal, the first beat of any tal is called sum. So that's the journey. Starting from sum, finish. This is classical music. It's very close to mathematics. On this beautiful occasion, Women's Day, first of all, congratulations to all the women for being there, for being in this world and making this world the most beautiful place. I would like to thank my mother, who has been my backbone, my support. And because of her, I could pursue dancing. Otherwise, as I said, I would have been a terrible surgeon or a doctor or a businessman. Thanks to all the women. My whole journey, only women have supported me. So all my organizers, most of my students are women. So this is a best day and opportunity to thank all of them and to all the beautiful women out here. And right now, what I'm going to do is, of course, a short performance. Would you like to see that? Okay, so this is based on Holi, because Holi festival is just around the corner. So it's nothing great, just थोड़ा सा आपको बताने के लिए राधा कृष्ण का. Okay.
बाण नजरों से ऐसो चलाए गयो रे, बाण नजरों से ऐसो चलाए गयो रे, रंग बाके बिहारी मोपेदार गयो रे, रंग बाके बिहारी मोपेदार गयो रे, बाण नजरों से ऐसो चलाए गयो रे.
Teita, teita, dita, tia, teita, tia, dan, teita, tia, dan, teita, tia, da, di, da, tak, di, da, di, da, di. संग सबके दिल में उमंग। राधा मुस्काए जाए कान संग नाचे गाए। दिनता दिग तकिट ता दिन दिनता दिग तकिट ता। नंद लाल चलत चाल तकिट दिगिट बजत ताल। ता तात थी अथी थी ता ताति ती ता अति ती ता ताति ती ता। रंगों की माया जाल केसर कुमकुम गुलाल। पाग खेले ब्रीज बाल ता ती ता आती ता थी। तिगदा दिग दिग थई 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 तिगदा दिग दिग थई।